So, with the writer's strike going on, you know, it seems that a lot of people are probably believing and thinking already, oh, it's going to last a long time and stuff. And no, no. Let's put that to rest. I look at the fact that it's only going to last maybe a few weeks, and that's it. Maybe a month at most. Why? Because sooner or later, somebody's going to step up and say, enough's enough. Let's just give them what they want and move on. Because that's what the end result is. Trying to work out a deal to give the writers what they feel they're owed and moving on. We know that. But what writers have to understand is we're now in a situation to where, you could strike as long as you want. And yes, it could impact it could impact a lot of productions and everything. Don't get me wrong. And others financially could be, impacted. But it's not going to mean as much, in the long run, because a lot of folks out there are going to look at this and be like, well, you know what? You don't want to work for us right now? We don't have to worry about, the AI taking on things. We'll just call upon others that are not part of the Writers Guild. Because here's the thing. You think honestly that people that are directors and producers, or co-producers or whatever, you don't think they haven't written a script, once in their life? You don't think they have? Because they have. And to me, I think, well, things are trying to be worked out in the long run, that the producers and directors of the films that might get impacted, they will write. Now you might say, well, some of them are part of the Writers Guild. They can't do that. And I do agree, they can't. But let me also mention something about that. You don't think honestly, when these writers go home, you do not think honestly that they're not toiling away, on the computers, writing up, the scripts that they have planned for productions and all that. You don't think they're not doing that? They are. They are doing that. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that these writers that are striking right now are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, even if they weren't on strike. And that's working, doing their job. But they're doing it at home. They're doing it without people knowing. That's what's going on. I mean, think about it. When this last happened, yeah, it did in fact, impact a lot of productions and everything. Don't get me wrong. It did really impact things. But it didn't do it for long. Why? Because for some miraculous reason, scripts were already set to go. But how can that be if the writers were on strike? It's because the writers still work on these scripts. They're not going to tell you they're not. They're not going to say they're not going to touch a pen because they're on strike. No. They're doing it from home. They're not doing it at the studios. No, they're doing it from home. They're doing it on their off time. That's what they're doing. So for them to come out and do this strike, yes, I understand the reasonings for it. They want to have residuals. They want to have what's owed to them. And I get that. And there's no doubt in my mind they're going to get it. I mean, every strike that has happened, the end result has always been the people striking, getting what they want in some capacity. That's been the end result. And, the same will be happening here. The studios and the streaming services will be like, okay, fine. We'll give you what you want. We'll give you what you're asking for. And move on from there. But you can't tell me that doing all this, these writers are not still working on the scripts. You can't tell me they're not on the phone with the producers and the directors of said films or productions or shows or whatever and saying, yeah, I'm still working on the script technically, even though I'm not supposed to, I'm still doing it. Because they are. They are doing it. And you can't say, and you can't prove, and you and I can't prove otherwise. But I feel that that's what's going on. You think honestly they can't go a day without working on a script that they're part of right now? You think they can't go a day? Of course they can't. Of course they can and can't. Some I will not deny are committed to making sure that the only way they're gonna, pick up a pen again or put their hands to a keyboard again is after they get everything that is owed to them. I'm not going to deny they ain't committed to that. But there are some that are probably, involved in this involuntarily that are like, you know what? I don't care what they're saying. I'm still going to work, even if I shouldn't. I'm going to wait until nighttime to work. And that's what they do. They are waiting until a specific time at home to work on what they're doing. I mean, it's with any job. Even if they tell you you're not supposed to do certain things at home. They will do it. People will do it. When I was at Target, ladies and gentlemen, we were told never, ever do a training, if you will, at home on your computer. Even though we had access to do it. They said never do it. You can't tell me people at Target didn't do that. Past or present or future. You can't tell me that they didn't do that or won't do that, because they have. And you know what? Target doesn't bat an eye. Companies like Walmart with the same situation don't bat an eye. Kohl's, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Macy's. Every company that has a similar training regimen does not bat an eye if you do a training at home off schedule. Because they know as long as you get it done, that's all that matters. Yeah, you may not get paid for it and all that, and that's fine, but at least you're trying to get it done. You're trying to accomplish something and get ahead. Even if you're not supposed to. And to me, that's what I see with some of these writers. I see some of these writers accomplishing their goal, accomplishing the writing on their scripts. I see that. Just because of the fact that they're out and about walking for who knows how many hours, striking and everything to say, we want this. We don't want AIs taking over. We want residuals for, repeats on streamings. We want better benefits. And we want more workers added on. Just because you see them for several hours, walking about in front of studios like Disney and Warner Brothers and CBS and Universal, it does not mean that some of them, if not a majority of them, don't go home after a few hours because their feet are getting tired or they're hungry or they want to go take care of their family. You can't tell me that they don't go home, get on their laptop in the bedroom or in the living room late at night, like when other family members or so are asleep, or go into their study if they have one, or their rec rooms or garage. You can't tell me they don't go into a place where they have privacy and basically continue writing the script. You can't tell me they don't do that, because they do. And like I said, the studios know that. The studios know that. And that is why this strike, when it's all said and done, will not last as long as the last one. Because the studios are already ahead of them. They know what to do. These studios know how to handle this. They know, yes, let us give them what they want. Let them wear themselves out. Because they know that there are writers right now in that striking as we speak that are not, like I said earlier, that are not wanting to be part of this. They do not like this. They understand, look, things change. We can't expect everything to go the way we want. We have to accept it sometimes and hope for the best. These studios are ready. These studios know what to do. And I guarantee you this. For some odd reason, I was thinking about this earlier. For some odd reason, when the deal is made, and it will be made a lot sooner than a lot of us think it will be, when the deal is made, and these writers get what they want, I've got a feeling there's going to be a little catch added on. Yeah, there's going to be a catch added on. And you know what I believe that catch is going to be? You know what I believe it's going to be? In some shape or form? I think that catch, ladies and gentlemen, I think that catch will be that the next time the deal comes up, that if the writers try to strike again, they'll end up in court because they refuse to work. I've got a feeling that's what's going to be the catch. And it's going to be a catch that's going to get revealed after the deal is made. Like just when they think, oh yeah, we've won, we got everything we wanted, that's when the people they're striking against are going to say, oh, by the way, we forgot to mention one thing. Here you go. And it'll get revealed in some way or form that the next time they try to do something like this, they'll get arrested unless basically what I'm trying to say, fumbling on my words here, basically they'll be like, oh, by the way, we forgot to mention one thing. Here you go. The reveal, basically what they've added on. It'll be, too little, too late. It'll be official. It'll be legal and binding, stuff like that. And what it will mean in some way or form, as I was trying to mention before I started to get tongue-tied there, is basically if the writers try to strike again the next time the deal comes up, instead of doing the job, they can get arrested. They can get arrested or go to court. And guess what? If that little catch, that little stipulation gets added, right after everything is said and done, and it's basically like the bombshell that nobody saw coming. It's the bombshell nobody saw coming. I guarantee you, the writers, the next time this thing comes up for expiration, they're going to, if they try to strike, they're going to remember, oh, wait a minute. If we strike, we're going to end up in jail or go to court. We need to keep working. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Now, could that happen? Could a little stipulation or catch like that occur? After everything's said and done? I don't know. But knowing that studios will not want to go through with this again, streaming services will not want to go through with this again, I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them for that to happen. I wouldn't put it past them to try to add a little amendment like that in there. But when it comes to the strike, though, overall, outside of that, I don't think it's going to last as long as the last one. I don't think it's going to last as long. The studios have learned from previous experience that to avoid any future delays, any longer than they should, to just give them what they want in some capacity and then let them learn on their own that, hey, you wanted this, and now you got to deal with the consequences of it. And that's about it. So, yeah, I get why they're striking. I understand that. I'm all for what they want. But at the end of the day, the studios, yes, they will give them what they want, but they're going to give them what they want with a little bit of an added, catch. That catch being either that they're going to have something added on when they least legally and when they least expect it. They're going to have something added on that, the next time the deal expires prevents a strike from happening, or else those that want to strike will end up, being sued and taken to court or put in jail. Or they're going to let them know, okay, fine, we'll give you what you want, but don't come crying to us when you have to deal with the consequences of what we gave you. That's what's going to, one of those two things is going to happen once this is all said and done. I don't know why, but something is just telling me that that's the direction we're heading. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys, on this writer's strike and everything. How do you feel about it? Do you think the writers have, a legit argument, in getting what they want and everything? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Do you think this will last as long as the 2007 one, or do you think it'll be, only lasting for a few more weeks? Let me know, and until then, I'll talk to you later.